Hey everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you my top 5 pro tips on how to make the perfect smoothie for energy. I know, the concept sounds so simple and basic, but you would not believe how many pro athletes come to my office and say, well yeah, I just put fruit and ice and yogurt in a blender and sometimes a pinch of juice and I'm on my way. And while that is really easy and it tastes great, it's not great for human health. All of that sugar without the right balance of protein and fat shoots up your blood sugar, brings it back down, leading you to feel tired much sooner than you want to feel tired, leading you to feel hungry when you shouldn't feel hungry, sometimes even crave more sugar than you need to be craving, and also it's not great for body composition, which means you may have a greater fat to muscle ratio. It's tough to be lean when you're drinking liquid sugar, all right? So today you're going to know my top 5 tips on how to make the perfect smoothie, and here we go. Number 1, make sure there's adequate protein in your smoothie. Roughly 15 to 30 grams. I'm generalizing this a bit because I don't know you, I don't know your medical history, I don't know how active you are, but generally speaking, smaller females would aim for roughly 15 to 20 grams of protein. Larger males, especially if extremely athletic, lifting heavy, might go for 30 to 35 grams of protein in a smoothie. Whether you want to enjoy grass-fed whey protein, whether you want to try plant protein, maybe even collagen, it depends on your health and performance goals. We can make more videos on that in the future and get more specific. But for now, you want to aim for roughly 15 to 30 grams of protein in your smoothie always, especially if it's a post-workout smoothie. And also a quick pro tip here. If it's post-workout, it may be a little bit lower in protein, maybe 15 to 20 grams, versus if this shake or this smoothie is your actual meal, you will be higher no matter who you are, maybe roughly 25 to 35 grams. So tip number 1, make sure to always include protein in your shake. If you're brand new to this topic, we will put a few links in our show notes of our favorite protein powders. We'll put everything in there, the grass-fed whey, our favorite plant, and our favorite collagen, just to make your life even easier and tastier. Now, before your cat jumps on your lap or your toddler knocks something else over, please comment below. This helps with the algorithm and it also tells us what videos we should be specifically making for you. All right, tip number 2, make sure to include some kind of plant-based fat. Why? It helps blood sugar remain stable and helps keep you full. Plus, you don't want to live a life where you have a no-fat, low-fat diet. It's not great for energy, it's not great for brain health, joints, or hormone health. So what am I really saying? I'm saying add roughly half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon of plant-based fat. That could be almond butter, peanut butter, cashew butter, sunflower seed butter if you can't tolerate nuts, even MCT oil, avocado, fresh or frozen chunks. You know, I have some athletes that even put a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil in their smoothie. That's up to you. Sometimes it's easier. Get creative with it though, but don't skip the fat. And again, if it's a post-workout smoothie, you're gonna go a little bit lower on the fat, maybe close to half a tablespoon, versus if this is an actual meal on the go, a meal in a blender, it might be 1, even 2 tablespoons of plant-based fat, all right? Protein 1, fat number 2, number 3. Fruit should actually be the sidekick in your smoothie, not the main entree, so to speak. So many people just throw a bunch of fruit in a blender and blend it up with some juice and yogurt, as I mentioned earlier. And again, I know that tastes great, but it's just not great for human health. So I'm not saying skip the fruit, but try to choose fruit that's very fresh and vibrant in color. Berries are excellent. If you love bananas, that's fine. But go for the small little frozen banana, not necessarily the banana that's the size of a human femur, right? We want the nutrients, we want the antioxidants, but we don't need an overload of that. So think about roughly half to 3/4 cup of frozen fruit if it's, you know, small and kind of chunked up like a mango or a pineapple, or if it's a fruit like an apple or a banana, go for kind of the smallest size possible. If this excites you and you'd like to learn more, especially about anti-inflammatory eating, we will have 2 links in our show notes. 1, a 3-day anti-inflammatory meal plan for the general public, and also, maybe even more exciting, an anti-inflammatory 3-day meal plan for active females. All right, let's get back on track. Number 4, adding a little bit of spice to your smoothie can go a long way. Fresh herbs and spices are not only a nice way to add flavor, but it's great to add more nutrients and antioxidants, and it's easy. Sometimes it's even easier to throw, you know, a little chunk of fresh ginger or fresh turmeric into your smoothie versus essentially cooking with it. Maybe a little cayenne pepper excites you, maybe cinnamon, but these are all nutrient-dense ways to add more nutrients and more flavor to your smoothie. If you are looking at this to be a balanced meal, think of what you would cook in a skillet, right? We want a little bit of every category. And although many of us don't cook with herbs and spices, it is a really important anti-inflammatory tool that you can carry with you for life, right? It's not just about staying lean and looking good, but it's also about preventing disease as we age. Last but not least, most importantly, tip number 5. While this may not excite you, this may be one of the most important tips in the whole process. Try to add 1 to 2 handfuls of dark leafy greens to your smoothie for many reasons, but dark leafy greens are so powerful. I mean, we hear that all the time, right? They're so healthy for you, but why? It's not because they're full of fiber. It's because dark leafy greens contain a certain panel of nutrients that helps support your body's natural detoxification or filtration process, right? We're exposed to all kinds of gunk in this world, and the liver and the kidneys need to kind of help flush that out, right? Dark leafy greens are a very safe and effective way to kind of flush out life's garbage, so to speak, which is why you feel so energized when you consume dark leafy greens. And if you're already gagging and dry heaving as I'm saying this, let's take a few steps back. 1 to 2 handfuls might be too much to start. Go with a little 1/4 cup. Try spinach. It's one of the least potent in terms of flavor. You know, kale's a bit of an aggressive start. And my biggest pro tip here is to try it frozen. So whether you buy a little bag of frozen spinach where it's already chopped up for you, or you just go in your fridge if you already have spinach, tear it up, put it in a little Ziploc bag, put it in your freezer, and then use it the next day. Again, a 1/4 cup, it's not that much. When it's frozen, you don't quite taste it as much and the texture is more appetizing. So start there. Especially if you're someone that's not going to cook a big pile of greens for dinner, this is a really, really good way to get those anti-inflammatory, naturally detoxifying agents into your daily diet, even if it's just a few times a week that you're blending this smoothie. Also, last but not least, this isn't really one of my 5 tips, but for being a pro sports dietitian for so many years, what I can say is that no matter what you're blending, always listen to your body after you digest your shake or your smoothie. Just because I'm recommending this plant protein or that grass-fed whey doesn't necessarily mean it's perfect for you, right? Nutrition is never one size fits all. And if there's someone out there telling you this is exactly what you should be drinking and blending, that is incorrect because we are all so unique. Our genes, our biology is so very different that you need to take control of your own health, your gut function, and really just the way that you feel each day. So if you drink that shake and you feel kind of bloated, having a little gas, maybe a little sinusy, that means we need to switch up your ingredients. And if this interests you, you'd like to learn a little more, please like and share because we'd love to keep teaching you this information. If you want to dive even deeper into the subject and know how to make the perfectly balanced smoothie for ultimate energy, we actually wrote a blog post. Check out the link in the show notes where we dive into all different ingredients and flavor combos. If you want to learn more about how to balance your hormones, have better gut health, and more energy throughout the day, and get rid of joint pain, check us out on TikTok and Instagram at Forward Fuel. That's all for now. We'll see you in the next video.